Hi, I'm Kayla Taylor, and this is my presentation on fair use. So first things first, what is fair use? Fair use is a set of legal rules that allow for the reproduction of copyrighted materials in certain circumstances and under certain conditions. So what this means is that while copyright materials are technically not allowed to be reproduced, the rules surrounding fair use explain the exceptions. These copyright laws were established under Code Title 17. So when was fair choice established? In 1790, Congress passed the first Copyright Act. However, the idea of personal property and protection of rights was really introduced with the Constitution in 1788. So, Code Title 17 was established in 1947 and then revised to what it is now in 1976. And Code Title 17 are the copyright laws that we have today. And then there were many different legislations that happened in between these two things. And if you want to learn more about those, you can click on this link, which just takes you to a history of copyright in the US and all the court cases surrounding the issue. So, how do you know what material can be used? There are 4 factors used to determine if something can be used. These are called the 4 factors of fair use. The first is purpose, so the purpose and character of the work, so what you're doing with the material you're using. Then the nature of the copyrighted work, so what is it? It's like a video, paper, scholarly article. 3, the amount or the substantiality of the portion taken, so how much of that work are you using? And then the effect of the work on like the potential market or the potential owners of the work. This is pretty cool. There are actually websites that will calculate whether the amount and stuff of the source you're using is fair use. So you can just go and like fill in all the things about what you're using, and then it'll calculate whether or not that will be using it fairly. So what are the impacts of fair choice in the classroom? Students and teachers are both accountable for the laws surrounding fair use, and it must be enforced by administration. And it's important for students to know why copyright is a thing, why we protect people's personal properties. So it's important to introduce that in the classroom as well. Then when can a teacher use material? So we already talked about the 4 factors of fair use, but specific to teachers, according to a publication by Baylor, it talks about these 3 factors. It must be for instructional purposes, it must be used in the classroom, and it must be used at a nonprofit educational institution. And all 3 of these factors must be met in order for it to be fair use. So, fair use application. There are 4 main categories where fair use applies: education, criticizing or commenting, reporting, and then comedy or parody. And this video shows a little bit about that.
Fair use must also be followed. First, you can only use a small amount of the work. Second, you have to add new meaning to the work to make it original. Third, you need to rework it and use it in a totally different way. Finally, you have to use it for nonprofit purposes. In other words, you can't make money off of your new creation.
So that video just provides a little insight into the 4 factors of fair use that we talked about earlier. And then lastly, here are my sources. Thank you for listening.